Good morning, students. Today in economics, we are going to learn about people as resource. Let's begin. Here is a small conversation between two friends. Let's listen to it. What is human resource? Is it like land or labor? It is more than that. What is human capital? Is it like rupee, paise or dollar? It is more than that. Students, in this chapter, particularly in this video, we are going to learn about human resource and human capital in detail. People as resource is an effort to explain people as an asset for the economy rather than a liability. First of all, you should know what is an asset and what is a liability. Asset is a useful or valuable thing. And what is liability? Liability is a debt. In short, it's a burden. Okay. So, people, that is population, they can be asset for the economy rather than a liability. So, when can population become an asset for the economy? Let's learn in detail. Population becomes human capital when there is investment made in the form of education, training and medical care. So it is easy to understand. Population becomes human capital, but there is a condition. There is a condition, we need to do some sort of investment. Investment in the form of education, training and medical care. When the population gets proper education, training and medical care, they become the asset for the economy rather than a liability. I hope it is clear, students. Like other resources, population also is a resource. For example, you take land resource, forest resource, mineral resource. So like other resources, if population is a resource and we call it as human resource. This is a positive side of a large population that is often overlooked when we look only at the negative side, considering only the problems with food, education and access to health facilities. Take the example of our country India. We have large population, isn't it? But we often look at the negative side, right? We only consider the problems with food, education and access to health facilities. But we forget that population becomes human capital when investment is done in the form of education, training and medical care. So I hope it is clear, students. Let's move further. When the existing human resource is further developed, how can it be further developed? Yes, by becoming more educated and more healthy. So we call it as human capital formation. So when the existing human resource is further developed by becoming more educated and healthy, we call it as human capital formation. That adds to the productive power of the country, and human capital formation adds to the productive power of the country, just like physical capital formation. In economics lesson number 1, we had already learnt about physical capital. Can you give me some examples? Yes, you are right. It's cash, machines, raw materials, buildings, etc. Human capital is one way superior to other resources. Now you will ask, Miss, how come human capital is one way superior to other resources? Let's try to find out the answer. Human resource can make use of land and capital. Isn't it, students? Human resource, that is population, people, they can make use of land and capital. Land and capital cannot become useful on its own. Students, do you think land and capital can become useful on its own? Certainly no. It's human resource who make use of land and capital. I hope it is clear, students. Let's move further. Here is an interesting story of Sakal. I hope you will enjoy. There were two friends, Vilas and Sakal, living in the same village, Semapur. Sakal was a 12-year-old boy. His mother Sheila looked after domestic chores. Domestic chores means household chores like washing, cleaning, cooking, etc. His father, Bhutta Chaudhary, worked in an agricultural field. Here in this image, you can see Sakal's father working in an agricultural field and Sakal's mother doing household work. He also looked after his younger brother Jitu and sister Seetu. So Sakal not only helped his mother but also his brother and sister. His uncle Shyam had passed the matriculation examination, that is 10th standard, but was sitting idle in the house. Why was he sitting idle in the house? As he had no job. Bhutta and Sheila were eager to teach Sakal. So Sakal's parents were quite eager to teach Sakal. They forced him to join the village school, which he soon joined. And Sakal joined the village school. He started studying and completed his higher secondary examination. His father persuaded him to continue his studies. Sakal's father wanted Sakal to continue his studies. For this reason, he raised a loan for Sakal to study a vocational course. And why there was a need to raise a loan? Because their financial condition was not good. Okay, and what do you mean by vocational course? Vocational course is connected with a occupation. It's connected with the skills, knowledge, etc. that you need to do a particular job. I hope it is clear, students. So here Sakal joined vocational course in computers. Sakal was meritorious and interested in studies from the beginning. With great vigor and enthusiasm, he completed his course. After some time, he got a job in a private firm. Firm is a business company. So he completed his computer course and he got a job in a private firm. He even designed a new kind of software. This software helped him increase the sale of the firm. His boss acknowledged his services and rewarded him with a promotion. And Sakal got promotion also, right? Because he designed a new kind of software. The software that helped him to increase the sale of the firm. And his boss acknowledged his services and rewarded him with a promotion. Is that clear, students? Students, one more story for you. Story of Vilas. Vilas was an 11-year-old boy residing in the same village as Sakal. Vilas' father Mahesh was a fisherman. His father passed away when he was only 2 years old. So when Vilas was 2 years old, his father Mahesh passed away. Okay, who was a fisherman. His mother Geeta sold fish to earn money to feed the family. Here in this image, you can see Vilas' mother Geeta, who is selling fish. Okay. And why she is selling fish? Because she needs money to feed the family. She bought fish from the landowner's pond and sold it in the nearby mandi. Mandi means a big market. So she used to bring fish from the landowner's pond and sell it in the nearby market. She could earn only rupees 20 to 30 a day by selling fish. So Vilas' mother Geeta could earn only rupees 20 to 30 per day. Vilas became a patient of arthritis. He became patient of arthritis. Now what is arthritis? Arthritis is inflammation of a joint. It causes pain and swelling in the body's joints. His mother could not afford to take him to the doctor as their financial condition was not good. So Vilas' mother could not afford to take him to the doctor. He could not go to school either. So no school for him, no education for him. Okay. He was not interested in studies. He helped his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. So Vilas used to help his mother in cooking and also looked after his younger brother Mohan. After some time, his mother fell sick and there was no one to look after her, isn't it? So, there was no one in the family to support them. Hence, Vilas was forced to selfish in the same village. He, like his mother, earned only a meager income. As Vilas was not a literate person, isn't it? He didn't go to school. Secondly, he was not at all healthy, right? He had problem of arthritis as well. So he, like his mother, earned only a meager income. Is that clear, students? Here in this image, you can see Sakal as well as Vilas, isn't it? In the two case studies we saw, Sakal went to school and Vilas did not go. Sakal was physically strong and healthy. There was no need for him to visit the doctor frequently. Vilas was a patient of arthritis. He lacked the means to visit the doctor. Sakal acquired a degree in computer program. Sakal found a job in a private firm while Vilas continued with the same work as his mother. He earned a meager income like his mother to support a family. In the case of Sakal, several years of education added to the quality of labor. This enhanced his total productivity. Total productivity adds to the growth of the economy. So I hope you have understood the story of Sakal and Vilas. Let's move further. Students, now let us learn about investment. Investment in human resource, that is in the form of education and medical care, can give high rates of return in the future. It is clearly written, students. When we do investment in human resource, human resource, that is population, in the form of education and medical care, we can get high rates of return in the future. This investment on people is the same as investment in land and capital. You would have seen people investing in land and capital, right? They hope for high rates of return in the future. Similarly, when we invest or when we do investment in human resource, we get high rates of return in the future. A child too, with investments made on her education and health, can yield a high return in the future in the form of higher earnings and greater contribution to society. So when you train a child, when you help the child to get education, so later on when the child will grow up, right, so the child will find a good job like a teacher or a doctor, engineer, whatever it is. So the child can yield a high return in the future in the form of higher earnings and greater contribution to society. Here in this image you can see when the child gets education, later on in the future gets a good job, isn't it? Maybe teacher, doctor, engineer, scientist, etc. and can get high rate of returns. Educated parents invest more heavily on the education of their child. Isn't it true, students? You all are getting education. What's the reason? Yes, your parents are educated. So educated parents invest more heavily on the education of their child. They have realized the importance of education for themselves. And why are the educated parents investing more heavily on the education of their child? Because they have realized the importance of education for themselves. They are conscious of proper nutrition and hygiene. They accordingly look after their children's needs for education at school and good health. So, educated parents see to it that their children grow healthy and they are educated. Is that clear, students? Countries like Japan have invested in human resource. They did not have any natural resource. They do not have any natural resource. But then how come these countries are developed or rich countries? They import the natural resource needed in their country. Why do they import the natural resource needed in their country? Because they do not have any natural resource. Then how come these countries are developed countries? Let's to find out the answer. Here you can see Japan is a developed country. They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. And what is the reason? They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. And these people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. So what is the reason? They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health, and these people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Efficiency and the technology evolved by people have made these countries rich. So it is very clear, students, that efficiency and the technology evolved by people have made these countries rich. So Japan, though they don't have natural resources, they import natural resources from other countries. They have invested on people, especially in the field of education and health. And these people have made efficient use of other resources like land and capital. Efficiency and technology evolved by people have made these countries rich. So I hope it is clear, students. Students, I hope you all would have understood the topics covered today. Okay, you would have understood when does the population become human capital, isn't it? And thereby becomes asset to the country. The remaining topics we will be covering in the next video. Till then, bye and take care.